Part 5. The Web. Dependency. Let me tell you the story of King Louis XI of France, known as the Universal Spider. Louis was a ruthless, paranoid king. He believed heavily in astrology. He had a court astrologer whom he consulted for everything. One day, the astrologer predicted that a favorite lady of the court would die within 8 days. She did. Louis was terrified. He thought, "This man has too much power. He knows too much." He decided the astrologer had to die. He summoned the astrologer to his room, high up in the castle tower. He told his guards, "When I give the signal, pick him up and throw him out the window." The astrologer arrived. The king looked at him and asked a trap question. "You claim to know the fate of others. Tell me, how long do you have to live?" The astrologer paused. He sensed the trap. He sensed the guards behind him. He looked the king in the eye and said, "I shall die exactly 3 days before your majesty." The king froze. If he killed the astrologer now, he believed he would die 3 days later. The king signaled the guards to stand down. Instead of killing him, the king protected the astrologer for the rest of his life. He hired the best doctors to watch over him. He fed him the best food, because the king's survival was now tied to the astrologer's survival. The astrologer had created absolute dependency. Welcome to Part 5 of The Strategy of Power. Today, we are talking about leverage. We are talking about why being loved is useless, and being needed is invincibility. We are covering Law 11. Learn to keep people dependent on you. The myth of independence. We live in a culture that worships independence. We want to be free. We want to answer to no one. Robert Greene argues that total independence is a fantasy. Unless you live in a cave and hunt your own food, you are part of a chain. Power is not about being independent. Power is about where the dependency lies. If you are dependent on your boss, you are a servant. If your boss is dependent on you, you are the master. Many people try to be liked at work. They think, if I am nice, if I bring donuts, if I am a team player, they won't fire me. This is false. Necessity rules the world. People will fire a nice person to save $1, but they will tolerate a rude person if that person is the only one who knows how to run the servers. You do not want to be the disposable cup. You want to be the water. The secret of the spring. So how do you build this dependency? You must possess something that cannot be easily replaced. In the Renaissance, the greatest artists, Michelangelo, Raphael, were not just hired hands. They possessed a style and a skill that no one else could replicate. Popes and kings begged them to work. The popes had to tolerate their temper tantrums because there was no plan B. In the modern world, this is called specific knowledge. If you are a copywriter, do not just be a good writer. There are millions of good writers. Be the only writer who understands the specific psychology of the crypto market in Southeast Asia. Niche down until you are a monopoly of one. The strategy. Look at your current role. If you left tomorrow, how long would it take to train your replacement? If the answer is 2 weeks, you have 0 power. You are in danger. If the answer is 6 months, or it's impossible, the whole system would break, you own the throne. The trap of teaching. This brings us to a controversial tactic. Do not teach everything you know. We are taught to be good mentors. We are taught to document our processes. From a power perspective, this is suicide. If you document every step of your job so clearly that an intern could do it, you have just handed your boss the blueprint to fire you and hire a cheaper intern. You must keep a black box. You can be helpful. You can be effective. But there should be a core part of your process that remains in your head. When people ask how you did it, give a vague answer. It requires a bit of intuition and finesse. Keep the key in your pocket. Love versus fear. Niccolò Machiavelli famously asked, "Is it better to be loved or feared?" His answer, "It is best to be both, but if you must choose, choose fear." Law 11 is a softer version of this. It is better to be needed than loved. Love is fickle. It changes with the mood. A boss can love you on Monday and fire you on Tuesday because the budget was cut. But need is durable. Need is structural. If they need you to survive, they have no choice but to keep you. Consider the unpleasant genius. We all know someone at work who is grumpy, difficult, and refuses to attend meetings. Yet they get paid the most and never get fired. Why? Because they are the keystone. If they leave, the arch collapses. They have traded likability for dependency. Modern application. The manager of the master. How do you apply this without being a jerk? You don't have to be difficult. You just have to be deeply integrated. 1. Own the relationship. If you are in sales, make sure the clients love you, not the company. If the clients say, "I only want to talk to Sarah," then Sarah owns the company. If Sarah leaves, the clients leave. That is leverage. 2. Own the problem. Find the one problem your boss hates dealing with. Maybe it's the messy spreadsheet. Maybe it's the angry vendor. Take that problem, fix it, and make sure you are the only one willing to touch it. By taking the pain away, you become a painkiller, and people are addicted to painkillers. 3. The silent veto. When you are truly dependent, you don't need to argue. Law 9. You have the silent veto. If you don't like a decision, you simply drag your feet. You delay. Because nothing can move without you, the project stalls. Eventually, they have to come to you and ask what you want. The warning. The slave to the throne. There is a danger here. If you make yourself too indispensable, you can never be promoted. If you are the only person who can fix the printer, guess what? You are going to be fixing the printer forever. You want to be indispensable for high-value tasks, not low-value drudgery. You must be the architect, not the janitor. The homework. The bus factor audit. Here is your practice for this week. In software engineering, there is a term called the bus factor. It means, how many people would have to get hit by a bus for the project to fail? If the answer is 1, the project has a low bus factor. High risk for the company, high power for you. Audit your life. At work, what is one task that only you know how to do? Action. If you don't have one, start learning a skill this weekend that is rare and difficult. In relationships, what emotional need do you feel for your partner that no one else can? Be the listener, the stabilizer? Dependency is the web you weave to ensure you are never cast aside. Don't be the fly, be the spider. In the next part, we are going to look at the murky waters of friendship and betrayal. We are going to learn why your friends are actually more dangerous to your career than your enemies. We are going to talk about the mirror. I'll see you in part 6, the mirror.